What is going on? It didn't even say anything on here. You don't have any notifications, just a playback error? What is happening? You don't have any notifications. Well, that's super confusing. Let's see if this is working here. I don't know why YouTube hates me. YouTube just absolutely freaking hates me, and I don't know what their deal is. As my stream seems to work fine when I'm on Twitch. But let's go ahead, rules and regulations. We're going to be going over that to see if any of this works. Hello again. Hello, Sensei. All right, so I don't know. Maybe, I don't know why it doesn't like the freaking, what's it called? And say something, sign into chat, all messages. What do you mean sign into chat? This action cannot be performed inside Streamlabs. Interact with the chat, open a web browser. Okay. Again, it broke. So it broke again. It's not working right now. Let's go ahead. So it broke again. It's not working right now. Oh, that showed up on there. No, that seems to be coming through just fine on that one. All right. Are we sure that it's broke? I'm going to need someone to confirm for me. It looks like it's working. It seems to be recording on the website. I don't know what seems to be going on. Everything that I've talked about, I didn't realize that none of it got recorded. So I've been going for like 15 minutes and just nothing got recorded. So that's super duper awesome. Yeah, let me see here. It says that everything is running fine. I am not seeing a playback error over here. That everything is running fine. So I'm going to keep going. I don't see anyone else saying anything inside of the chat, but I am going to go ahead and keep going. We're going to go ahead and finish strong here. Finish strong. We just started. But LeftHousr recordings, yes. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. If for whatever reason, this time it just had a playback error. So I don't even know what that error would be. Streamlabs has given me 0 errors. So that's super weird. And this time, awesome. This time thank you so much, LeftHousr, for sharing it out. But yeah, I don't know what is going on with that, why it likes to have fun at my expense there. But we will keep going strong. I'm going to run through everything that I just talked about super duper fast. But spin to win, prizes, they are on there now. Yay! I went much further into detail. Entered that into the chat last time. We'll enter it in. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to enter that into the chat. I wonder if me entering that in there caused it. Sometimes YouTube can be really freaking stupid with links. So maybe me posting that link in there shut it down. So I'm not going to post that link. We're going to hold off on that one right now. We'll just go immediately right into the sneak peek of Strongzong. That's about where I was leaving off. But Strongzong, yay! This is our newest sneak peek that is going to be going on right now. Of our Series 2 cards that are being released. Absolutely loving this guy. As I was saying before, going over to announcements. If you haven't seen in the announcements section, which you should really check that out from time to time, that's where all of our biggest details are going down. But we posted a while ago a list of 100 names. And Strongzong was definitely on that list. And that's what I'm scrolling up to now. I'm trying to give you all some hints because I haven't created all of the characters. So they're not all 100 of them aren't firmly in my brain yet. So I'm scrolling. Oh man, it has been quite some time. We have this here. We have this here. Oh no, did I skip past it? But anyways, if you find the top 100, I'll go ahead and pin that on there. But we have 100 names that have been made already. We have been creating the artwork for that. Strongzong is one of the characters that was on that list. And if you look on the actual list itself in the Zong category, there's a lot of Zongs that could be paired together based off of their names. Now that's the only hint I'm going to go ahead and give about that. But make sure that you are aware while you're looking at this stuff that you are checking things out, that you are going in there, that you are seeing what exists and what is available. And for whatever reason, that list isn't showing up here in the announcements. It's a good thing I have it saved to my Google Docs though. So not to worry, we've got that list, which I've been going off of in my Google Docs, which is why we were able to create this wonderful fella, as well as Old Boy Blue. The only one that I've shown you that has been off script has been BluntZuka. That is going into the white paper where we might be adding that 9th MONSUTA type. But let's go ahead and head there now with me constantly checking in with Paranoia. Paranoia, strong zone. Absolutely love it. We got SquidZuka in the house. But yeah, wanted to get right on in there. And just so you know, we have this Join the Faded MONSUTA Discord link updated. Has an active link in it. So if you do share this website with your friends, they will be able to join the Discord from there. If you want the credit for the invite, just go ahead and invite them yourselves. We don't have a contest going on right now. But, you know, it's always good to know who is inviting people, who are the folks that are promoting this to their friends. We absolutely love to know who our supporters are. So feel free to send your own invite, send them over to the website, send them over to the white paper, however you want to do it. But let's go into the how to play. Like I said, it's a super long thing. A lot of people will kind of just overlook this section, but we do have all the rules, all the regulations laid out for you in terms and all the way into how to win. So let's go ahead and go through this. In order to decide who goes first, perform a coin flip. The game sees both MONSUTA card sharks start with 40 health points, and each player must have a deck with at least 40 cards. At the start of the game, each card shark draws 4 cards with the ability to reshuffle up to 3 into the deck. After shuffling, draw the number of cards that were put back into the deck from the top of the deck. Once both players have drawn their cards, the game can begin. So, very similar if you ever played 5-card draw in poker and stuff like that. You obviously get a chance to send cards back. If you played Hearthstone, you do get a chance to send cards back there as well. Some abilities in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links allow you to do that as well. The point of this is to make sure that we are able to have people starting off with cards that they can actually battle with. One of the most frustrating things in games can be not having a good starting hand, and so offering this in here actually allows players to kind of start their strategies off a little bit better, allows people to head on in there and actually know what the freak that they're doing. So, you know, and like, because the worst thing that you could get is, say, for example, you know, it goes up to 10 tetracells. And we'll read that now. Each card has a tetracell value. The number inside the tetracell graphic correlates to the tetracell cost of the Faded MONSUTA. The higher the number, the higher the cost. The player who goes first has the advantage of gaining tetracells first, starting at 1 tetracell and possibly being the first to lay down a MONSUTA. The downside of going first is that you cannot attack your opponent and you do not get to draw a card on your first turn. So going first has a downfall. However, you start gaining tetracells first, which kind of gives you an advantage because up until we reach turn 10, you'll always be able to lay down either more MONSUTAs or more powerful MONSUTAs first. So even though they might lay down another monster that is of a similar value to yours and are able to attack you and take out your MONSUTA, you now get 2 tetracells your next turn, and therefore you're going to have an advantage because you'll be able to lay something more powerful out that could probably wreck whatever they've laid out. That is a 1 tetracell cost. And to keep that in mind, think of, you know, again, think back to Hearthstone. If you have a 1 tetracell cost monster in that game, usually they've got, you know, 1 attack and 2 health, 2 attack and 1 health, 0 attack and 4 health and their taunt. There's lots of different options and lots of different things that you can do, and you know, that's what we want to plan on, and that's what we want to create in this game as well. We want to make sure that there's constantly people thinking of different strategies. Maybe all of your lower cost MONSUTA are going to be stall cards. You're going to be trying to make sure that you get more turns in and make sure that you get to the late game and make sure that you get to that 10 tetracells on both sides, because then you can start laying down some serious cards. Keep that in mind as well. I have a lot of people who are like, whoa, so I could put 4 Elder Tree Tokemeister in my deck? I mean, you can put 4 Elder Tree Tokemeister in your deck, but it's going to have an insanely high tetracell cost. So that means your entire deck is probably going to have to revolve around Elder Tree Tokemeister, meaning that you can't put any of the other Gandalfs inside of your deck. And if you think Elder Tree Tokemeisters is a pretty good ability, then definitely get yourself ready for some of the other ones that are going to be coming out. And definitely to keep in mind, we've had kind of fire names, fire-based names, kind of water-based names, gem-based names, lots of different things that might implement what that card may end up looking like, what abilities it may end up having. People are allowed to speculate. You're always allowed to do that. But we will, again, go right back on into this. We finish up with the Tetracell cost. The player that goes second will be the first normal turn. A card is drawn, a monster can be laid down, and the battle phase can begin. Here is the order of a regular turn in Fated MONSUTA. Draw phase, 2, plant phase, lay down MONSUTAs, activate abilities, 3, battle phase, 4, resolution phase, 5, end phase. Now, some people have charge abilities, like in Hearthstone, they have the charge ability that allows you to attack the moment you lay a card down. This is, again, to slow down the game a bit. If you were allowed to attack the moment you lay a card down, you would be able to go through games pretty quickly. And that's actually kind of what I'm going for in this instance. That's why you're able to attack the moment you lay down a card, and that the person across from you will be able to do that as well. And again, this comes back down to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. That is very much how Yu-Gi-Oh! Works. If you've ever played that card game specifically, the moment you lay down a card, you can usually attack with it unless it has some sort of specification. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Gets insane, though. You can literally summon, like, special summon an entire field if you want to, if you have the right deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like you just basically, they made rules and they're like, and here's all these cards you can purchase for shitloads of cash that allow you to ignore all of those rules, which obviously gives you an unfair advantage, which is why those rules exist in the first place. But trying to avoid just the straight special summon and just cycling through cards and being able to lay down a whole thing all at once and just blow up everything and win in a single turn. That was the crazy thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. I've won several games on my first turn based off of the fucking cards that I got. It's insane. Like, I was able to, like, special summon, like, with the deck that I had on there, I was able to special summon, like, 4 super powerful monsters on, or 3 super powerful monsters onto the field and absolutely wreck my opponent in one turn. And that was the, that was with Kaiba. He had an ability where he gets to add 300 attack points based on how many 5-star or higher cards that you have. I was able to put 3 5-star cards out immediately and use that ability, which gave them all 900 plus attack, and I just destroyed this guy. And when I destroyed his monster, he laid down, then I just, with the other 2, their attack was 2,400 apiece, and I think he only had 4,000 health points in that game. So yeah, he was dead in turn 1. So, like, well, I don't want it to be quite like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to have, like, a Naturia deck and just absolutely smash people. Might as well resmash the like button. Thank you so much for coming in here. Thank you for dealing with this. I have no idea why that thing is just being a poop face McPoop when we have, because, like, LeftHousr is like, he's got it all set up. He, like, puts a description in there. It's looking fly. And then OBS Streamlabs is like, I'm going to take a fat dump all over that. I'm just okay, thanks, buddy. Thank you, everyone, for coming on back. You will be rewarded. We are doing Elderbone Skellemeister giveaway. We are going to do the old critter craft for that. And we'll use our Google form on there in order to get those names. So, Fated MONSUTA show up? No up. I must have been typing onto the wrong keyboard. There we go. But I'll be releasing that shortly. But yeah, we have Strongzong coming out. We're going right back to the white paper. I got sidetracked there for a second talking about another game. As you can see, I love card games. I love playing them, and I love testing all these different abilities. I need to get more into Splinterlands. It's like a travesty that I haven't been in there. I've watched so many streams on it too. I feel like I know the game in and out. I need to get my ass in there. I need to start getting some of these cards. Some of them are sick. But obviously, we went through there, draw phase, end phase. There's nothing scary about the process of completing a normal turn in Fated MONSUTA, but we will go into the possibilities of what can happen in each phase and why it is important. So let's get into the draw phase. A card shark will always draw a card at the beginning of their turn, unless an ability from the previous turn's resolution phase prevents it. So remember those toasted abilities that I've talked about in the past where a card gets killed? Oh no, it's a spoiled high effect. The toasted pile is just the discard pile, but there's spoiled high, which is going to go ahead and have a bad lasting effect when you destroy that card. And in this instance, there could be a card that prevents the opponent from being able to draw a card at their next turn. So keep in mind, not every card is going to look outstanding on the surface, but if you read into the abilities, you'll find that there's going to be a lot of disruptors, there's going to be a lot of stalls, there's going to be a lot of things that allow you to screw with someone's strategy, and you're going to have to be on your toes at all times. Having a good strategy doesn't mean that you're going to be able to implement it, so that's why you have to have a good deck that can cycle through and has a lot of different strategies that it can focus on. Usually you want your deck to have 2 or 3 different ways that you can kind of wreck someone and win with, at least 2 or 3 ways, and that you regularly know you're going to be getting at least a few of these cards to implement some of these strategies. So otherwise, if you don't hold out, you don't hold on, and you just end up using your cards willy-nilly, you'll end up top decking, and nobody wants to be in a position of top decking. This step is simply to start the start of a card shark's turn, and is ended after drawing 1 card, unless an ability allows the card shark to draw more than 1 card. Keep that in mind. You're definitely going to want to have cards like Cheetah Dan. I've already released that information, that Cheetah Dan is going to be a card that whittles away at his own health, but can also get you to draw some cards at the expense of whittling away at his own health. That being said, you better believe that Cheetah Dan's going to get aggroed and people are going to try and murder the crap out of it because they know that you put that card down just so that you could get more cards. That's, you know, that's scary business for a lot of people. So definitely one that you're going to want to think about having in your deck. Think of Pot of Greed. That card has been on the ban list of Yu-Gi-Oh! Since like the first set of cards because they didn't realize how powerful drawing 2 cards with no consequence was. You can't just draw more cards than you get for the 1 card. It's like you have to have that card now. And you would always put 3 in because who the hell doesn't want to be able to draw 6 cards for the price of 3? You know what I'm saying? And when you get that card, you're like, oh sweet, time to cycle through my deck more because that card leads to 3 cards. You draw that card, you've now drawn through 3 cards of your deck. More than likely, you're getting to the cards that you need in order to implement your strategy. Hence why they talk about being able to cycle through your deck, and that cycling is important, making sure that you can either get to the cards that you need or you can put the cards that have been discarded back into the deck. So make sure you're looking out for strategies like that. I'm a big fan of those strategies. Hence why one of the characters has the ability Undercut, which will allow them to draw a card from the bottom of the deck. Of course, paying a huge price to do so. But alright, we got the draw phase down. Plant phase. This is where the fun begins. MONSUTA cards can now be placed onto the field. If you have the Tetra cells to burn in order to place them, some MONSUTA have torched abilities that activate upon being laid down. And again, different from the toasted pile, different from the spoiled high. Torched is when they get laid down on the field. Think of it as a battle cry effect. A lot of cards, a lot of different things have that, or like a flip effect in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's basically what this is going to be. And abilities that activate upon being laid down in the smoke ring, the playing field, that's what the smoke ring is. Some MONSUTAs have abilities that can be activated during this phase that are powerful enough to give a card shark the edge in battle. Once the card shark has finished laying down their MONSUTA and casting abilities, it is time to battle. So you could already have a MONSUTA on the field and cast its ability. And that's one thing that I'm working out now, depending on how powerful the abilities are and depending on how quickly people destroy each other, we may end up making it a turn wait on an ability. Not on an attack, but on using abilities. Because some of these abilities are going to be crazy, and it also would make the torched cards way more valuable, and it would make more sense because laying them down creates this effect. That also being said, torched abilities are going to be way more powerful than regular abilities that you can activate on a turn-by-turn basis. They only happen once when the card is laid down, hence why it's going to be more powerful than one that you can use over and over again. Hence why the torched ability of Elder Tree Tokemeister, on top of being a giant tank with loads of health and a decent amount of tack, that is also going to be a taunt, so you're going to have to go through it, but it's going to have that torched ability where it has the Cat 5 smokestack, where it's going to send every single card on the field, including your own, back into each respective player's deck. So you need to make sure that you're paying attention to all of these abilities. I know it seems like a lot, but that's kind of why we have a lot of people that love Magic in the room. We have a lot of people that love Hearthstone and all these other crazy, super hardcore strategy turn-based card games. That's what we're building towards. We want to have this super competitive playstyle. I want people to be racking their brains and they're like, do I lay this card down now? I don't have the other piece for it. If I had another card that goes with this one, it would make way more sense to wait another turn and lay both of them down at the same time. So I want people constantly thinking about that. But let's get into the battle phase. I'm already 30 minutes in because of our freaking our 15-minute stopper, which is going to pop on in there. Will THC be used to buy exclusive cards /pack/vanity? It would be so cool to have farm origin cards. So there, yes. The THC is specifically going to be used for those purposes. The THC is going to be used, in one example, you want to use it for customizing your character. There's going to be customizable equipment that you can add on to your little 2D avatar, and that'll be purchasable with the THC. We also are going to use it to battle. We're going to use it for the arcade. Definitely want all sorts of different ways for you to be able to use it. We've talked about the flats. That's going to be one way. Obviously, a major way is going to be the hybrid MONSUTA class. The THC is going to be the only way to access the hybrid MONSUTA class, which once again, that is going to be a meta breaker. Once hybrid MONSUTA class comes out, that will be a meta strategy breaker, and we're not going to be selling it. All right, you're going to be able to purchase it. The only profit I'll get is off the second market. And the only reason that I would get any profit is if the game is successful and I'm whooping butt. So part of the reason for that is to motivate my ass and make sure that I'm constantly working at my hardest. I don't ever, I'm a motivated person to begin with. But I always feel that the user base gets to feel a little bit more comfortable when I'm constantly putting myself in a situation where I need to deliver something in order to see a return on it. Because I've just found in life in general, that's where you get the best result, is when you don't really get the money until you actually successfully deliver all of the goodies. Which is why everything that's going into this is just costs. Paying for source coding, paying for all this other stuff to make sure that we get Unity rolling. Plugging stuff into Unity is a lot easier than creating source code. That should be very obvious and very easy for a lot of people to understand. We have a lot of random number generators that are going to have to exist concurrently with one another, doing different functions. Some will just be a basic roll, and some will be like, randomly target up to 3 MONSUTA and randomly roll a 50% chance on each of the 3 MONSUTA, whether they get confused or not. Like that's going to be, we got to make sure that all of those are running properly in order to have the card game run successfully. Because if we don't, then you're just going to have a broken ass game. And it will just freeze every time you have something going on. Got my farm squad ready. Can't wait to get all the cool stuff and play. Absolutely. That's what we are working for. That's what we're working towards. Obviously, long way to go on that. We've always been talking about Q4 2022. But every single day, getting something done, making sure that we take one step every single day, that is the absolute necessity in order to getting this project done and taken care of. But we're going to go back into the battle phase and into the actual game itself. The rules and regulations. But thank you for asking the questions. I love answering questions, as you can tell. I love talking for whatever reason. But it is time for Fate and MONSUTA to clash. While there are 5 major types of MONSUTA, all of them battle the same in fierce head-to-head combat. Each MONSUTA has health and attack values. The attack value represents how much damage they can dish out and how much damage one can take. Once your MONSUTA's health points reach 0, they are discarded to the toasted pile. Some MONSUTA have sick abilities though, so be wary when attacking. Again, that's that spoiled high. Having the stronger MONSUTA doesn't mean everything when battling. A combination of the 5 major classes of MONSUTA using their power and skills in harmony will be the only way a MONSUTA card shark can assure victory. Now we only have 4 of the major classes that are going to be available at first. Again, that 5th major class is going to be the hybrid class. And again, try and put that in perspective to you. Some of the most powerful hybrid MONSUTA will be a tank that can heal itself. You will be able to have abilities that would normally require 2 cards. Normally you would need a healer to heal up your tank. So you would have a healer in the rear guard, you would have a tank up front in the front guard, and then you would kind of have the tank take the damage and try and get the healer to heal up the tank. Keep yourself protected, make sure you can keep implementing your strategy and keep whittling away at your opponent's forces while trying to clear a path, a direct path to the opposing MONSUTA card shark so that you can damage them. So we got to make sure that we are constantly doing that. Got to make sure that we are constantly building towards that goal. That is the goal that we are building towards. So you want to make sure that you hit them in the middle. And again, the two monsters off to the left and right rear guard, you have to take out the two front guard and you have to take out the middle rear guard. After that, the opposing MONSUTA card shark is exposed. You can attack them at that moment in time. With that being said, depending on what the MONSUTAs are on the left and right of that MONSUTA card shark, you may not want to take the damage up front. You may be better off destroying, especially if you got like a Bilbo Bong in the back that can flip its up to 3 MONSUTA with a 50% chance of being confused, and they no longer can attack properly. They'll have a 50% chance to attack one another or attack you directly, even worse. So, you know, you're going to want to make sure that you aren't leaving certain MONSUTA out. So even though you might have a direct path, you may find yourself doing clearing out the field beforehand. Because if you don't, you could find yourself your opponent could lay down a strategy that blocks you off, and now that card that you decided not to destroy ends up being your downfall. So again, turn-based. Every single turn is going to be a different decision, man. Resolution phase. This may seem like an unnecessary phase, but this is where total damage is tallied and many post-battle effects take place. The wimpy MONSUTA you toasted in battle phase may have a spoiled high ability that weakens or destroys your MONSUTA. Be careful not to fall asleep at the wheel. The resolution phase will be where many battles are won and lost. So that's it. When you just start attacking willy-nilly without looking at the cards that you are attacking, you could get yourself in some serious doggy doo-doo. You might see a card and be like, why the heck they lay down that weak sauce card? It's only got 1 attack and 1 health. Yeah, chances are it's going to freaking destroy you on contact. So you know, if it's got a high Tetracell cost and it's got low stats, you better be wary. Don't be just attacking it. You're gonna get yourself in trouble. End phase. Once the resolution phase has ended, a player has one last chance to spend their Tetracells before they officially end their turn. This could be good for laying down defense after taking out a powerful enemy with a strong spoiled high effect. You didn't want to hit one of your more powerful fated MONSUTA. Once you've laid down your final defenses, it is time to end your turn. Keep that in mind, guys. It's, again, every aspect of the game you're going to have to be making decisions, and if you don't know what you have, what your opponent has, and you're not paying attention to what cards they're laying down, you could end up getting yourself into a lot of trouble. And you would have ended up having the winning strategy, but since you didn't play the cards in the right order, you screwed yourself. So that's definitely something that I want to be in there. Again, I'm a big fan of skill-based games. I absolutely love turn-based card games. But we got the timer going on next. Fated MONSUTAs get distracted easily, which, they're high, get it? But Fated MONSUTAs get distracted easily, so being slow isn't in the cards for a MONSUTA card shark. You get 2 minutes to complete each turn from beginning to end. Beginning to end. That may sound like a lot of time, but you're going to have to know your strategies in order to you're going to have to draw a card. You are then going to have to deal with whatever abilities when you do the plant phase. You're going to have to figure out which MONSUTA you're attacking, whether you're attacking directly, go through the entire battle phase, go through the resolution phase, and then try and lay down maybe one more card, see what other options you have left towards the end of your turn before you end the phase. So, yeah, that's you got to make sure that you're moving, because if you're not moving, you're going to lose your turn, and if you lose your turn, you're definitely going to be at a disadvantage. Nothing is a killer like losing a turn in one of these games. I can't tell you how many times I've just sat there in Hearthstone while the first time that they don't do their turn, they have 3 minutes to 5 minutes, it feels like. You just sit there for hours, it feels like sometimes, and then finally they lay down their cards and they go, and if they don't turn out, then guess what? They get all that time again. The good news is if the timer does run out in Hearthstone, then it will be a much faster 30-second response thing. If you don't respond in 20, 30 seconds, it will immediately end the person's turn. Which, again, you know, it's a necessary evil. But we got the playing field, also known as the smoke ring. There are 5 spots per MONSUTA card shark in the smoke ring, 2 spots up front and 3 in the rear. The front guard must be attacked first in order to reach the faded MONSUTA behind them, rear guard. For example, if you take out a front guard faded MONSUTA, you may attack the MONSUTA you have a direct path to. So, if you take out the left front guard, you technically could attack the left rear guard. Now, this won't allow you to attack the middle rear guard. It won't allow you to attack the opposing MONSUTA card shark. But again, remember, people are probably going to be putting disruptors, all sorts of super annoying cards in these positions. So you got to be on the lookout. You got to be ready for that. You got to be ready to take these dudes out. All right. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in a world of freaking hurt. All right. So we got that playing field down. We got if you take out another front guard. For example, if you take out a front guard faded MONSUTA. Oh, I already went through that. There are exceptions to the rule, as some faded MONSUTAs have the ability to directly strike rear guard. Learn how to read and talk. Come on now. And in some cases, the enemy card shark. So there will be some abilities that are just a direct attack. They will probably be torched abilities that come out onto the field that will be doing direct damage. But some people may end up doing a rush deck like that, where they got a bunch of cards where it does damage directly to the opposing MONSUTA card shark, which may not be a bad idea. But again, keep in mind, those torched abilities are probably going to increase the Tetracell cost while also simultaneously lowering the attack and health. So if you don't have enough to really chip down and whittle away at those health points, then that could be a bad strategy, especially if you're facing a playable MONSUTA card shark like Heavy Honey, who's got the Badonkadonk ability and can add 2 armor every single turn. So that might not be the best strategy against someone like that. So you got to keep in mind, some strategies will work better, but like against someone like the character Grungely with Undercut, someone like that, some direct damage will help chip away at that health early on, and now maybe they can't draw as many cards as they wanted to every time, because it's going to take away some of their health each turn in order to draw cards. So yeah, get yourself prepared. There's definitely going to be some major strategy going on. How to win? Let's go ahead and go through that and power through this. We're at like 12:45, and I still got to do the Google submission form. Let's actually go ahead and put that in there now. While you're waiting around, gotta move. Exactly. Exactamundo. All right, let's go ahead and paste. It should be, oh no, that's not what I wanted. Of course, I have like, it says untitled form. Let's go ahead and do this. Command C. Let's see if it actually worked. Work, you son of a gun. All right, there's a super gigantic thing over there. Let's go ahead and send that on over. All righty. So people can start filling that out now. I'll go ahead and I will pull up Crittercraft. Whoop, wrong one. Crittercraft. There we are. And of course, I love doing Crittercraft, for those of you that are not aware. Wax login. It is, of course, a Wax game, Wax blockchain game that you can use on your Twitch stream. Let's go ahead and go to the Grubfish Royale. Grubfish! We're in standard mode. I believe I can enter these in manually myself. Excellent! That's what we were aiming for. Alrighty, alrighty, alright. So go ahead, start filling out that form. I'm going to go ahead and finish off with this white paper, and then when we get to the end, we'll go ahead and do that giveaway. And let's see here. How many viewers did we have right now? We got 10 people watching right now. So let's go ahead and do. We'll do 3. The top 3 get an Elderbone Skellemeister. Like I said, we're trying to get rid of these. So top 3 that win the Crittercraft will get that Elderbone Skellemeister. All right, how to win. This will be the final thing that we do on here because unfortunately, I was going to do a lore reading. We'll save the lore reading for next time. But I wanted to do a quick plug for the Metaforce comic book collection that I did earlier. But the thing died, and I wasn't aware that it died, so that plug didn't get heard by nobody. It was just me talking into the wind. Farting the wind, man. But both MONSUTA card sharks will start the match with 40 HP. The maximum amount of HP allowed is 60. Keep that in mind. You can only do 60. Why is that important? Because you can't just heal up, and just go all the way up to like 120 health and stuff like that and have a ridiculous amount. There is a max. The maximum amount of armor allowed is 10. Technically speaking, you can get up to 70 health. All right? Now, that is a lot of health, which means that these cards are kind of meant to burn through one another and get straight to you and attack you hard. Also, there's not going to be a whole load of cards that are going to be doing healing effects to the MONSUTA card sharks. Wanted to make sure that we cover that, though, make sure that we do healing, and make sure that we do put a limit on it, because you got to make sure that you cap certain abilities. And of course, this is subject to change. All of this, once we start testing, we're going to see how powerful some of these strategies are. And of course, we're going to have to adjust the rules based off of what we find out. Just again, to make sure that it is not one meta strategy that rules them all. That's the last thing I want, is for people to have basically everyone pining for the same cards. The prices are absolutely astronomical. If you got them, cool. If you didn't, you're just screwed for all of eternity until we release the MONSUTA hybrid class. So I don't want to do that to people. I want people to be able to compete at all times. Which is why I'll actually go into that in just a moment. But the first way is to attack them directly. In order to achieve a successful direct attack, one must clear the front guard and the middle rear guard. This opens a direct path to the opponent card shark. The left and right rear guard do not impede a direct attack, excluding some MONSUTAs with contact high ability. I don't think I've talked about that at all. That's one of the metrics of the game, where a contact high will, if the MONSUTA in the center gets hit and taken out, the contact high MONSUTA will slide on over to the MONSUTA that was just destroyed that it had contact with. So something to keep in mind, and it's wherever it's touching, so it doesn't even necessarily have to stay in the rear guard. Another fun thing to think about right there. But yeah, seriously guys, I really can't wait for all these cards to come out. I really can't wait for the game to really start rolling. Because as you can see, I've just been thinking about it nonstop. I've been including abilities all over the place. I want to make sure that people are constantly freaking out about what the hell they're attacking and what the hell it can do. I want everyone second guessing themselves, especially with that 2-minute timer. And we got 12 responses on there. That's about how many people are watching. Excellent. So I'll be copying this on over here. We got 13 responses, and I'll shut that down soon. Or rather, not shut it down, but I'm going to be copying those, and that'll be basically who is sent in there. We got 14 responses right now. Let's see, we got Streamlabs, OBS, we're down to 8 viewers. Oh, all right, I'm going to shut that down. We got 8 people on. No longer accepting responses. We got 15 responses in there. That is more than enough. So we'll be doing that. Again, top 3 in the Grubfish will be the winners of those Elder Tree Tokemeisters. Let's go ahead and finish this off strong here. Let's see here. I got distracted myself. Contact high ability. I started talking about that. You may do direct damage, as some MONSUTAs have torched abilities that do mild damage to card sharks directly upon being placed. Another effect is spoiled high, which some MONSUTAs will do direct damage upon being toasted. So keep that in mind. Definitely something that you have to be looking out for. The final way a MONSUTA can do damage is if they have the coveted Push ability. These cards rarely have high attack or health, but they ignore all rules of play when it comes to doing damage. Hide one in the rear guard and slowly drain your opponent's HP as the battle wages, or prevent them from building up armor by attacking enemy card sharks directly. Haven't talked about this one at all. Push. I haven't released a card with this ability yet. It just excites me talking about it. So I said that we weren't going to do charge, right? But what if there were cards that could essentially go beyond all of that and directly attack anyone no matter what? Hence, we may have some sniper-like characters, we may have some longbow-type characters, so keep an eye out for some of these Push. Push cards are going to definitely be wanted, because you'll just be able to continuously do damage. If you protect them, people are going to totally abandon their strategies and be like, son of a bitch, I have to kill this thing. So make sure that you're looking out for those cards when they do come out. These cards really have high attack. I already went over that. Once your health hits 0, the game is done. Or is it? Puff Pass ability may just save you. Now that's exactly what it sounds like. The Puff Puff Pass ability that some cards will have will allow that MONSUTA to take damage instead of their MONSUTA card shark. So, so if you say you use a card that's only got 1 health left, and then you activate that ability, and that other card that was attacking had 5 attack and would have ended the game, boom, just wasted it on that 1 health MONSUTA. So, and again, you're going to be aggroing cards for this exact reason. You're going to know that you can't attack the person until you take that card out anyways. Oh, we had gas. My apologies. So make sure you're paying attention to every single card that's out there. Admit your defeat and be a good sport for the better MONSUTA card shark was your opponent today. As of right now, once your health hits 0, the game is done. Or is it? Admit your defeat and be a good sport, or obviously be a good sport if you won. As of right now, Tetrahydronium will get you into a battle where there are great rewards. But rumor has it, a dark place is forming where people wage their best to MONSUTA in a pink slip style of play where only the toughest card sharks go. You have been warned. So that's another thing that I want it to happen in there. The casino, we can put limits on that in order to make sure that we don't lose out on too much and make sure that the THC doesn't have someone that comes in there and just games the system and then gets an absurd amount in there. You can put limits on there. But also another way to limit it is to make these things available where players play against one another. And that's essentially, what this is that we don't get any profit, we don't get anything, but you may be able to win big against another player by going, I just smacked my own self in the face, by playing another player for their best possible MONSUTA card. Now, terrifying. I don't anticipate a bunch of people playing this. Part of the reason I want it to be on blockchain so people aren't hacking. Make sure you do it with a solid connection. I wouldn't even risk doing it with a bad connection because if you get disconnected, you will lose. So keep that in mind when you play that. Don't come crying. Don't come crying. He's like, I got disconnected from the fight, and I was doing it on my cellular device. And I'm like, well, that was a bad decision. So make sure you're paying attention. All right, we got the critter craft. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick. As you see, I have this open. This is the metaphors I was trying to show you guys. They have partnered with Alien Labs. Go ahead and check out metaphorscomicbooks.io. I do believe that they even have some of their most recent release still available in the market. Make sure that you are checking this out. But don't know how to play Grubfish. That's okay. If you submitted to the form that I posted earlier, you have been entered. And if you don't see yourself on there in just a moment, then we will go ahead and take care of that. But I just want to put Metaphors Comics. Oh, remove the book. You don't have a book, so that probably won't show anything up. But metaphorscomics.io, if you've lived under a rock, you don't know about Alien World and the fact that they are going to have their origin story on there. It was closed already. Motorcard, what is your .wham? We'll add it on in there. Let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and copy all these responses super duper fast. Control C. Oh, we did this thing again. I always forget. I have my sticky keys and stuff on for specifically. Bam, I'm gonna put that in there. I thought we already. Oh, this is just playing music and whatnot. It's just like whatever, man. Having a good time. Someone's shouting "woo." I don't know if that was from outside or inside my house. Kiddos are home right now. They're gaming, so that would explain if I'm hearing woos coming from within the house. Something good may have happened. Of course, I wonder if Discord is screwing this up because I'm using Discord to copy this list over. I had to use it on a separate one. But yeah, you are moving at the pace of snail, my good sir. Wowzers. Nope, I need all of them. And when I post this, make sure that's Command C, Command V. All right, let's go ahead and get those .whams in there. Zool.wham, let me make sure that that's not in there yet. It's not in there. Let's go ahead and put that in there. Zool.wham. All right, does anyone else not see their name? Please, 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 please enter yourself on in here. But you know that my account got hacked, really. I can't log in Discord. No, that's crappy. Someone hacked your Discord account? That's freaking ridiculous. 15 on the chart. There are 15 on the chart. Let's see here. Cyberrhythm UK, I know that one. Arspay. How about this? If you do not respond in the chat If you're a top 3, we'll just move on to the next person. You got to be in the chat. You got to be here. You got to be talking. Morton Matt D1. Let's make sure that we got you on there, Morton Matt. So you got to show up. You got to stay in. Make sure that you're hanging out in order to win the prize, just so we can confirm that you're real, which I believe is quite fair. All right, we're about to start this bad boy. We're at 12:58. I went to the wrong one. I went to the spin to win. Whoa, you guys, multi-account? Don't be greedy. No, we're just making sure that we don't have anything going on. We got to make sure that that we do ensure some fairness here. But let's go ahead. We're going to do the Grubfish Royale. We got our dudes roaming around. Top 3 getting Elderbone Skellemeisters. 5 Tassie.Wham. I am so sorry. You have been knocked out. Oh my goodness, that was a big one. OGLB.Wham. Human Pandoid, Cyberrhythm UK, K-Dwee, 2.Wham, WXDXO.Wham, 2R4.Wham. Oh my goodness. Hold on. So many people. Someone was dingling a bell. I don't know what that means. I heard a bell dingle. A dingle hopper. We got ZP3He.Wham. You are out of here. BPR4.Wham. Mkgaw.Wham. Also out of here. Oh no! Nubixi.Wham just blew 2 people up. Holy crap. Alright, we're almost to our top 3 here. Got Morton Matt, Zool, Arspay. Oh, you are out of here. Morton Matt, congratulations. You are a winner on there. We got M42QY.Wham. Zool, this is pretty much for pride at this point. Pretty much for pride. Who's the ultimate winner? Oh, it's M42QY.Wham. Just before they exploded. Look at that. True survivor there. Look at that. All right, Morton Matt, I already know you're in the room. Zool.Wham, M42QY.Wham. Please let me know that you are here. We have folks using that. I'm not sure that it works the same as it does on Twitch. I know that we normally play that icon on Twitch. Thanks, entered the spin. Legends. Second for the first time. We have Zool in there. We have Morton Matt on in there. Panda down. Who is the final person that we have on there? Let's go back and check it again. M42QY.Wham. You're our #1 winner, but we need you to confirm. All right, we're gonna give you another like 20 seconds here. You cut your hair? Oh no, God no, never cut my hair. It was just in a, it was in a ponytail, so now it's all like insane. But yeah, no, it's still all here. It was just, I like to contain it every once in a while. Washa. Marvin, are you that specifically? Are you that M42QY.Wham? We need someone to claim this. Dance off? We're not going into the dance off. We were just doing the Grubfish today. It was for we would have started with the dance off. There wasn't more than 24 people, which usually you do the dance off when you have like 50 plus people or whatever, and then you need to narrow it down to 24. So this time we just did the Grubfish. But we're moving on. Arspay.Wham. Who's Arspay.Wham? I'll take it. Arspay.Wham, you are 4th. Alien Head, you are Arspay? It's me. Excellent. So we have our 3 winners. I'm going to send those out right away. And we are already over our time limit, so we're going to go ahead and head it off right now. And we got Strongzong. We'll go ahead and bid you farewell on the way out. I think you guys can start guessing his abilities right away. He looks awfully angry, doesn't he? And he looks awfully strong. Golly gee, I wonder if he gets stronger the more he attacks. Guess we'll just have to find out. We'll be making those abilities. We'll be posting those up and be looking for those misprints. It's part of the reason we're trying to get these freaking Halloween promo cards out the door. We want all of them out there because, again, in the future, these cards will be the only of these specific MONSUTA. The Series 1 promo pack that was released, we did one of the Halloween for each of them. They will never get another Halloween skin. Next time Halloween rolls around, we're doing different MONSUTA. So if you have them, you will be the only ones that have them, which of course that alone is going to provide value. And if we end up deciding to change abilities based off of skins, then you better damn well believe that those are going to be worth something. And that alone, the Glitch Slender Jackson will be stakeable for an uncommon Series 1 promo card. So make sure that you keep that in mind. If you have 3 of those, make sure that you blend those up. But that is going to do it for us today. Make sure that you are tuning in less than an hour now, because I've gone over less than an hour. We have the Upland Action News. Make sure that you are hopping in there. Make sure that you are going right on over to there. It is Friday, so that means it is an open prize wheel. So if you don't have an Action Family Club card, you can still win a prize. Monday through Thursday, keep in mind, if you are an Action Family Club card holder and you go ahead and enter that in there, you will be able to be entered into the wheel. As long as you're in the Discord and you respond within the proper time limit, so make sure that you're paying attention to that. And we will also go over the Action Family Club card next time, because I believe we have an audition coming up. We're going to be having the second episode for the Action Family show is going to be coming out. We're going to be picking those people, so definitely want to talk about that more. We'll be discussing that next week. Thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you so much for coming on in. And again, you're going to be getting those Elderbone Skellemisters within the next 5 minutes. I'm going to hop off here. We're going to go ahead and take care of that. Farewell, everyone.